Okay, we're going to begin by drawing a circle and dividing it into 3 equal parts. Fairly simple. Draw a circle. I'll mark the center for you. We'll draw a vertical line through the center. At the top, we'll mark that A. We'll use this point at the bottom where the vertical line intersects the circumference of the circle to set our compass down. The radius is the same. I swing it in an arc. And now I have 2 points of intersection. That's B and C. My circle is divided into 3 even parts. I'm going to connect each of those points to the center with a straight line. These 3 lines are the same. These 3 segments are the same. I can also connect the points this way. Now I have an equilateral triangle, meaning that the sides are equilateral. And these 3 sections are the same. This could be the beginning of my botanical drawing. Let's suppose I want to find the center of this line using just a compass and a straight edge instead of a ruler. I would take my compass and widen it. It's got to be larger than the radius so that I can find a point of intersection outside of the circle. So I'll set my compass down on 1 point, swing it in an arc, set my compass point down here, swing it in another arc, and then draw a line from this point of intersection through the center of my circle. And you see that coincides with one of my lines. So I could also just follow this line all the way across. And same with this one. And now I've divided my circle into 6 equal parts. I'll connect those with the line from the center of my circle. I'll label these 1, 2, and 3. I could connect these numbered points. And now I have a 6-pointed star. I could also connect them this way. So now we see many patterns developing, and it's a matter of using different lines and intersections to develop our pattern further. So let's suppose that we want to create something simple in the beginning. I might decide to do all of the shapes on the outer edge as one color. Then maybe I would decide to make a larger shape as the next part of my pattern. Let me show you. Maybe I would use two of these sections next to each other and turn that into a solid. To create a pattern, I would want to skip the next two and fill in this area. Skip this and fill in this. You may want to do this in graphite to experiment first, because it can get confusing if you don't have practice. Then maybe I would decide to do these three in one solid color. And maybe I would break the remaining shapes into two different colors. I could stop there, or I could develop this pattern further to make it slightly more complex. So maybe I would just add a different value to alternating sides of these outer triangles. So this one is on the bottom, skip one. You want to make sure that you are rotating your pattern. It might be easier to actually turn your paper if you start to get confused, but you can see that I've got two darks here with a light in between. So I would skip over this one and shade this one to leave the light in between these two. So a slightly more complex pattern. Again, maybe I would decide to add another value to alternating triangles on the outer edge. So I'm darkening this one, skipping one. Skip one, darken another. Okay, I could leave it there, or I could get slightly more complex again. Right now I've used these two adjoining shapes as a solid. Maybe I would break those up. Okay, so we see the pattern is getting slightly more complex. Maybe I would decide I want to try to knock it down and simplify it a little bit by covering one of those segments in a darker value and eliminating the differences between the two. Then I would skip this one, shade. Skip this one and shade. So I'd like you to experiment with creating a pattern within these shapes. There's so much we could do with these limitations.